Let's say you have $1,000 in your bank account. Now, here's what $10,000 looks like. This is $100,000. And this is $1 million. For most people, that last number feels impossible to reach. But for the ultra-wealthy, it's pocket change. Meanwhile, you wake up every morning, go to work, sit in traffic, deal with a boss you don't like, and try to save whatever's left after paying your bills. You check your bank balance at the end of the month, and it's barely moved. At this rate, financial freedom feels like a fantasy. But what if I told you, the way you think about money is completely wrong? The wealthy don't play by the same rules as everyone else. And once you understand these 5 harsh money truths, you'll never look at wealth the same way again. But fair warning, some of you won't like what I'm about to say. Still here? Good. Let's get started. You were told to get a degree, find a stable job, and work hard. But if this path was the key to wealth, why are so many people still struggling? The truth is simple. Your salary is capped. No matter how hard you work, your income is limited by your hourly wage or yearly salary. If you make $20 an hour and work 40 hours a week, it would take you 50 years to make $2 million before taxes, inflation, and expenses eat away at your money. Meanwhile, a business owner or investor can make that in a single year. Wealth isn't built by trading time for money. It's built by leveraging systems, assets, and other people's time. Look at Jeff Bezos. He started as a guy selling books online, but instead of just working for a paycheck, he built Amazon, a system that generates billions, even when he's sleeping. The wealthy don't just work for money. They make money work for them.
Money in the bank, you're earning 0.015% no matter what they tell you. Maybe you're earning 0.025%. That's a quarter of 1%. Take you 4 years to earn 1% on your money. So when my mom was alive, my mom could earn 12% on her money, 12% a year on her money. 100 grand was 112,000 at the end of 1 year. Today, that would take 83 years to earn the same money. So anybody in the room that's got money in the bank, sorry, you're financially illiterate. You get an F.
You've been told to save money, cut expenses, and avoid debt. But guess what? You can't save your way to wealth. Why? Because inflation is killing your savings. $1 today is worth less than $1 tomorrow. The prices of everything, food, housing, gas, are rising while your savings sit in a bank account earning close to nothing. Meanwhile, the wealthy put their money into investments that grow faster than inflation. Real estate, stocks, businesses. They don't just save money, they multiply it. Just ask Grant Cardone. He doesn't keep his money in a savings account. He puts it into real estate, apartment buildings that pay him rent every month. His money isn't sitting, it's working.
Well, in one of your YouTube videos, you actually said that you're currently $600 million in debt. No?
1.2 billion.
1.2 billion, okay. There we go.
So today I own about 12,000 rental units, but that's not the story. The real story is, how did I acquire those property? I used debt. And that's what they don't teach you in school. You see, the more debt I use, the more property I own, the less tax I pay.
If you understand history, the reason I pay no taxes is because I borrow money. I'm a debtor. And check this out. I mean, all you communists out there, check this stuff out. I am a billionaire in debt.
You were taught that debt is bad, that you should avoid loans, credit cards, and borrowing money. But here's what they didn't tell you. The rich love debt. Not the kind of debt that keeps you broke, like credit card debt or car loans. They use good debt, money borrowed to buy assets that generate income. Think about it. A poor person takes out a loan to buy a new car, a liability that loses value over time. A wealthy person takes out a loan to buy an apartment complex, an asset that pays them rent every month. See the difference? Robert Kiyosaki built his entire philosophy around this idea. In Rich Dad Poor Dad, he explained how the wealthy use debt to buy income-producing assets, while the poor borrow money just to survive. The rich use other people's money to build wealth. The poor use their own money to stay trapped.
You look at Zuckerberg, he goes to Harvard, meets a kid named Edward, meets the Winklevoss brothers, that leads to Facebook. You look at Warren Buffett, who networks and meets a guy named Charlie Munger, who he thinks is smarter than he is, and that brain, those two together build the empire that they built. Everything's about networking in your contacts, especially if you want to increase your wealth. Let me put it to you this way. It is very difficult for a billionaire to befriend somebody that's worth $20,000. Very difficult. You know why? Because the experiences are different and the level of thinking is different. If you hang with a billionaire, you're $20,000, somehow somehow, someway it's going to get higher. Somehow, someway this thing gets higher because you're borrowing their thinking. You're borrowing who they know. You're borrowing their associations.
Ever notice how wealthy people always seem to know each other? That's because who you know matters more than what you know. Opportunities come from connections. The right people can open doors you didn't even know existed. Jobs, investments, partnerships. And if you're stuck in the same circles, talking about the same problems, complaining about the same issues, guess what? You're going nowhere. The rich invest in relationships. They surround themselves with people who think bigger, move faster, and push them further. Elon Musk is a great example. He didn't just succeed because he was smart, he built strong relationships in the tech world. His connections with investors, engineers, and visionaries helped him turn Tesla, SpaceX, and other companies into global powerhouses. If you want to change your financial situation, change who you spend time with.
Did you use that $916 million loss to avoid paying personal federal income taxes?
Of course I do. Of course I do. And so do all of her donors, or most of her donors. I know many of her donors. Her donors took massive tax write-offs.
So have you not paid personal federal income taxes?
A lot of my write-off was depreciation and other things that Hillary, as a senator, allowed. And she'll always allow it because the people that give her all this money, they want it. That's why. See, I understand the tax code better than anybody that's ever run for president.
Here's the truth no one tells you. Money is a game, and the rich know how to play it. They understand tax loopholes, investment strategies, and how to legally protect their wealth. Meanwhile, the rest of the world is stuck working harder, paying more taxes, and living paycheck to paycheck. Why? Because they were never taught the rules. School doesn't teach financial literacy. Society conditions you to be a worker, not a wealth creator. But once you learn the game, once you start thinking like the rich, you'll never see money the same way again. Look at Warren Buffett. He's one of the wealthiest people on the planet, not because he worked harder than everyone else, but because he mastered the game of investing. He understands compounding, market cycles, and how to legally minimize taxes, things most people never learn. The rich play a different game, and if you don't learn the rules, you'll always be behind. You have two choices. You can ignore everything I just told you and keep doing what you've always done. Or, you can learn the rules, break free from the cycle, and start building wealth the right way. The truth is, no one is coming to save you. Not your job, not the government, not some get-rich-quick scheme. It's on you.